what a mission this morning's been. We've just cleaned and packed up the caravan for the first time in a few months. Has it been a few months?
It's been a few months, yeah. I forgot the caravan even had wheels, to be honest. I pulled the skirt off inside the annex and I was like, oh, it's got wheels.
Yeah, so it's been a busy morning. It is now nearly midday and we're on our way to get weighed and to get an ATM upgrade. So, oh, those brakes. Yeah, so we thought we'd bring you guys along with us and show you that process.
Sweet as. So we're here with Rod from GVMcheck. We're getting the van and the ute weighed up today.
So what we're going to do today is I'll get all the specs for the car and then all the specs for the van. I'll put them all into this report and we'll check how level the van is. We'll make sure that the chassis is level. I've got a digital angle meter.
Oh, fantastic.
And I do some measurements, and if it's not level I can tell you how much higher or lower it's got to go to be level.
Yep.
But we use that information in conjunction with the axle loads.
Okay.
So if it's up at the front and heavy on the back axle,
yep,
it would benefit from dropping the front a little bit.
Right.
Ideally you would have about 10% bore mass, have the chassis level.
Smoko trucks here, you guys.
Smoko trucks here.
Nice.
And have even weight on the front and rear axle.
Alright, beautiful.
Then after I check that, I'll lay all the scales out and I'll get you to drive on. You will need low range to get on.
Yep.
Even though all the wheels are going up that far, they're all going up together, which makes it a bit hard. I get you guys to jump in the car and I take all the measurements.
Yep.
And then we separate the car from the van, just so they're not touching. I put another scale under the jockey wheel, under my jockey wheel actually.
We broke out this morning.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, the wheel just shattered, like it just broke, you know, it just must have got frail and old and just...
So we're borrowing rods today?
We're borrowing rods today.
And then I'll take all the measurements again, and now having them weighed separately and then together, we can calculate all the different measurements, the GVM, the ATM, the GTM, and all of them.
Okay,
with a nice report with it all on there, and it shows you whether you're under or over.
Cool.
We also do balances, like front rear balance on the van, left right, and the same on the car.
That'd be good to know too.
Yeah.
Really good to know. So I guess the main reason for doing all of this is mainly safety when towing and making sure we're compliant as well.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool for safety.
That'd be good to know too. So load distribution and stuff like that. So we'll know after today where to put different loads in that, where to move stuff around as well.
Sometimes it's just like if you're heavy on the car, not the van, it's just a matter of moving stuff from one to the other.
So this will be interesting. I think we've already done like 3 or 4 different culls since we moved into the van.
We've gotten rid of
done a few different
culls
culls
since December,
Yeah, so
I reckon we're still over even.
Yeah.
The stuff we've got rid of, to be honest.
I reckon we are too. So let's get into it.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Your axle group capacity is 2980, which is the weight the axles can take. The ATM is 2204. So normally if you have an axle group capacity which is way in excess of the total weight of the van, sometimes if you go to an engineer you are able to get an ATM and a GTM upgrade without actually doing any modifications to the van, like the chassis or the suspension.
That's really good news for us then, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Fantastic.
Let's drive her on.
Let's do it. Sweet, so we're in the car now taking the weight. I'm gonna make sure that they accommodate for my fat ass and Shani over here.
Slim ass.
Alright, we'll go and put the numbers into the computer and see where we stand.
Alright, let's go find out just how wrong my guesstimations were.
Gross vehicle mass 29. Gross combined 5885. So the top bit is the vehicle.
Yep.
The caravan.
Yep.
And balances and the ball height, which we'll get to.
Yep.
These are the specifications that we would have normally got out of the book, but we got off the internet.
Okay.
And the actual.
Yep.
From the scales. And if it's a minus number, it's under.
Okay.
So this is your vehicle with the van and without the van. So with the van, your front axle is under by 181 kilos.
Cool.
Your rear axle is over by 140 kilos.
Yeah, right.
And your GVM is over by 159 kilos.
159 kilos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Now, these two numbers here set a maximum theoretical percentage difference between the axle loads.
Yep.
So in theory, this is just advisory, is 18.71%. You're getting up near 30% difference.
Yeah, right.
And that's why I asked if it was light in the steering.
In the front end, yeah.
Because if that number gets more different than that, it usually results in, oh, that feels funny.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. I'm not sure whether you can use weight distribution hitches on Mitsubishis. That would help that. It would shift some of the weight from the back to the front.
Okay.
But seeing you're over in your GVM, you really need to lose weight anyway.
Is that really bad? Are most people usually over?
That's getting a lot less now. People are getting more aware of the
Yeah,
weights
of course.
and things. It was up around 90% of the people I weighed were over.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Probably only about 60 now.
Oh,
Okay, yes. Alright.
So we are bad.
Without the van on, everything is sweet. Just.
Just, okay.
You're under by 68 kilos on your GVM.
Right.
Now, the ball mass is okay.
Yep.
And it's about 9.4%, which is pretty close to 10.
Okay.
Spot on.
Cool.
Your maximum towing capacity, you're well under.
Yep.
And your gross combined vehicle mass, you're well under. Now, the van. So your ATM is the weight of the van as if you picked it up on a string.
If you guys want to read all that, hit pause and you'll be able to check it out, what everything means.
The whole weight of the van, you need to lose 207 kilos.
Oh.
And the weight on the wheels, which is the gross, you need to lose 67 kilos. And this is where I say again, because you have such a large axle group capacity,
yep,
you may be able to go to a reputable engineer and he can do an assessment on
the reputable engineer right here, ready to go. Funny that.
We came prepared.
He can do an assessment on it, and you may be able to get an upgrade without actually doing any physical changes to the van.
Fantastic.
Well,
that's what
we'll
we want to hear.
See.
We'll have to see.
So if you could get another 300 or 400 kilos on the van, it won't put you over your towing capacity, it won't put you over your gross combined, and you could take some weight out of the car,
yeah,
and put in the van, and you would be all legal. Now remember, the tow ball is slightly high. That's put another 200 kilos on the rear axle.
Yeah, right.
And that's because you've lifted, the front's lifted up.
Yeah, okay.
So if you drop that down to level, that should even out the axle loads.
On the caravan?
On the caravan.
Yeah, alright. And yeah, I could probably get another tow ball that kind of comes down a little bit lower.
Yep.
And that'll sort that issue out for us.
Yes.
Cool.
Now the vehicle, the left side of the vehicle is only 45 kilos heavier than the right, but could be where the fuel tank is or whatever's in the back. The van is slightly heavier on the right, 131 kilos, so the kitchen's on this side, the fridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's normally the case.
Yep.
131's not excessive. If it was up around 200, I'd be sort of thinking maybe I need to move some stuff from this side to that side.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But altogether, there's only 86 kilos difference between the left and the right side of the whole car and the whole van.
That's pretty good.
So it's pretty well balanced. The main problem is the front and rear axle load distribution on the car and on the van.
Right. So if we bring the van down, that fixes that, and then I'm not sure how I'm going to fix the front. I'll fix the car. I'll try and got to move some stuff around.
Yeah, we'll have to go through that.
Yeah.
Can't you put the 10 cartons of beer out of the car in the van?
Yeah.
If there were 10 cartons of beer, I'd be a lot happier than what I am now.
Yeah.
Very interesting to find out how much it all came to. I was way off. There you go. I thought I would be. Alrighty, and like we said, we came prepared and brought an engineer with us today because we knew we were going to be over. So we have Deon from Okajaro Engineering. You guys are caravan and trailer engineering specialists.
That's what we do.
Beautiful. So you want to let us know exactly what we're going to be doing today, looking over the van and the specs you're going to take and how the whole process kind of works.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we're going to assess the van
Yep.
to Queensland Transport TMR code of modification.
Okay.
So we're going to check a number of components and parts in the van that are
Yep.
load rated, things like wheels and tires,
Yep.
chains, couplings. We're also going to look at it structurally. So
Okay.
the drawbar and the chassis, we want to make sure that we not only meet the Australian design rules, but that it's also safe and fit for purpose.
Okay.
So this is in view of increasing the ATM. So
Yep.
we're going to make sure that as the ATM increases, the van remains safe and
Yes.
remains compliant
Of
at
course.
that new ATM, and that's what we're going to do today.
Perfectly. It's good to have that peace of mind then that it's all good and safe. We've got a reputable engineer here to make sure that we are safe, and we're going to be legal as well, which is also important. You don't want to get fined.
So here we're looking for the wheel load rating, which is, there it is. It's on the back of the wheel. You can see the load rating of the tyre. It's just on the sidewall of the tyre. That 106 is the load index. That's what we're interested in. On the back of the wheel, the number is engraved. The load rating is engraved on the back there. We can also see there's 10-inch electric brakes, so we can calculate the brake efficiency. The higher ATMs, make sure you guys have all the stopping power you need. Okay, so it looks reasonable. The structure of the van, we'll start there, is pretty good. You got a reasonable drawbar, 150 by 4 mil
By
drawbar,
4 mil, okay.
and it's not very long, which is also
Which
a
is
good
also
thing.
good.
So there's certainly some capacity there. We can increase the ATM, and the drawbar will still meet the ADR.
Beautiful.
Same thing with the chassis. You got a nice 6-inch rail running all the way from the front right through to the back. The suspension got heaps of capacity. Your wheels and tires are well rated, well in excess of what you need for the revised ATM. Chains are fine, coupling's fine. The brake efficiency looks good. So you got four brakes here, 4 10-inch electric brakes. So we can go to a maximum ATM of 2,600 kgs, which
Nice.
is a reasonable increase. That's 396 kgs higher than where you are at the
Almost
moment.
400 kilos.
Just
Wow.
under 400 kgs, exactly right.
Wow.
And that's without having to
Do anything at all.
upgrade anything.
Correct.
Just by
Actually.
calling Deon from Okajaro.
Correct.
That's all you got to do.
It's not me. It's all in the merits. The merits of the van that decides where the number
No,
where it goes.
We definitely needed that news after.
Oh yeah, we definitely needed some good news after our GVM check. That's for sure.
So that'll give you some extra capacity. You know?
Yeah.
A bit of room in there, and you can decide how you want to use that. Maybe take some of the items out of the vehicle.
Yep.
Stick it in the van.
Yep.
You've got a bit of room for that now.
Okay. Excellent.
You know,
That'd be
if
good.
you wanted to create some additional storage, you know, some boxes maybe somewhere
Yep.
on the roof,
On the
somewhere
roof.
in the middle here.
Yeah, somewhere in the centre of the van. Yeah, based
That
on
would be
our
good.
based on our balance and,
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, we're best off putting additional storage in the centre at the moment.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's for us to work out.
Okay, well,
Yep,
yeah.
that's for us to
We'll
work
keep you guys
out.
updated,
Yeah, on the roof.
Yeah. Sweet.
Can I just ask the question, if we were needing to upgrade, what sort of things would we be looking at to increase our ATM capacity?
To go further.
Yeah,
So,
what
all
kind of
right.
things
So,
would we-
so that's a good question. So the first limit we reach is really on the chassis.
Yep.
So which makes an upgrade beyond 2.6 quite difficult.
Okay.
So the drawbar is in a close second place, but drawbar is actually relatively easy to modify.
Okay.
But the problem you're getting, because the van's got quite a large rear overhang. So this portion here overhanging the back of the axle group. So to reinforce that is a much bigger job.
Then
Normally it requires the suspension to be removed completely and some reinforcement
put through.
on the rails. Can be done,
Yes.
but much harder to do.
Much harder to do, of course.
and it will give you some additional capacity, but you'll run into other issues too at some point.
Okay. Right. So we're best off, best off sticking with our without doing any upgrades, I guess, and just sticking with what we've got, and yeah, which is definitely enough. Well and truly enough increase for us to just move some stuff around, and yeah, be all compliant and legal and safe. Yeah, Rod says he gets some people in here that are just way over to the point where they either need to buy a new car or need to buy a new caravan. So I'm glad that wasn't us. Yeah. You just said you guys fall in the category of just moving some stuff from the car to the van and you'll be fine. So beautiful, we can make that happen.
All right. Okay, so if you're happy with that, we can do a certificate and a modification plate.
Beautiful.
I'll attach it and you guys will be on your way.
Happy days. I'm very happy with that. Yeah,
we'll get that going. Okay,
beautiful.
So Deon from Okajaro is also mobile, and he comes to you to do this as well, and it's like this whole, don't mind the bikes and the cars, we're like based on a really busy road at the moment. Anyway, it's this whole process, so the GVM check and having Okajaro come out has taken us about an hour and a half, so that's not too bad. It's all on site.
Forms for the change of details forms for TMR. So you guys will need to just fill it in with your information.
Beautiful.
And drop that off together with that.
Yep.
There's no cost to it. They might take a copy of that and just take those forms off you.
Okay.
So it's just a formality just to close the loop. But the van will be fine as soon as that plate's on.
Yep.
The van will be
set to let them know that it's
exactly
been done.
Right.
Easy done. Beautiful. Let's go and rivet a mod plate on the vans. Looks good to us. Mod plate. So when if we ever get pulled over and weighed, they'll be able to look at the mod plate and know that we've been upgraded and our van is actually capable of carrying the weight that is in the van.
If we get pulled over in like a truck stop.
Yeah. So most of the time, I dare say your pullover stations will be on highways and where they pull over trucks as well. So towing a van, you're red hot for the police to pull you over to make sure, because there's a lot of people that are overweight. Rod was saying 60% of people that come in are overweight in some way.
This is the tool the tradies like. The automatic riveting gun.
There's been some times where I knew you should have
Oh
one
man,
of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of times I wish I had one of those.
Yeah.
Alrighty guys, so it's been a couple of days now since we've had our GVM checked and our Caravans ATM upgraded, and I've had a bit of time to think about our next sort of steps to, I suppose, fixing the issues we have. So I figure I may as well run you guys through what I've taken away from our report from GVM checks. Sweet. So basically our main issue was our car GVM. So we've gone over our vehicle GVM by 159 kilos with the caravan attached, and our trailer was overweight, but obviously we've upgraded the ATM and GTM of the caravan and we are no longer overweight. So the only issues that we have now are the balance issues with the front and rear axles of the car and the caravan, and the issue of us being over our GVM with the caravan attached. So to fix those issues, I'm looking at getting a weight distribution hitch that has a toe ball height adjustment built into it. So we bring the toe ball height down to level out the caravan, which will sort out the weight distribution issues over the two axles of the caravan. You got them? You got the good shot there, babe? Nice. Which then will also help distribute the weight more evenly over the front and rear axle of the vehicle itself, because without the van on there, our weight distribution is fine. It's only that ball weight when the van goes on that puts us out. So there's that checked off. And then in terms of our GVM, we're looking at possibly doing a GVM upgrade. If you guys follow us, you would have seen that we've just had new tyres, new suspension put in the car in our last episode. If you haven't seen it, Go check it out.
That's up.
Go check it out. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to contact the guys at Outback Armour and see what our options are in terms of increasing GVM, because obviously their stuff isn't government approved, and their main goal isn't to increase vehicle GVM with their suspension. However, I'm aware that you can increase MQ Triton GVM solely with the suspension upgrade, so stay tuned to find out how that happens and how all that plays out for us. So the reason that I'm going down the path of GVM upgrade and weight distribution hitch is because we could just remove some weight out of the back of the car. However, we've looked over it. I've tried a number of different scenarios, I guess, of moving stuff around, and realistically everything in the back of the ute is fixed, is bolted down, and is there for a purpose, more or less. What's in here kind of has to stay in here. The air compressor will be fixed permanently once I get a new toolbox for the other side. But yeah, there's not a great deal of stuff that we can move, so I'm figuring that the GVM upgrade is going to be our best option to fix our problems. So yeah, problems are fixed by weight distribution hitch with the tow ball height adjustment on it and a GVM upgrade, and we'll be totally legal.
Cool.
Sweet as, guys. I just want to give a massive thank you to Rod and Deon for helping us with the weigh-in and the ATM upgrade. They were excellent. I can't recommend them highly enough. They were very, very knowledgeable, and they really liked their jobs, which made the whole experience awesome. They've been kind enough to help you guys out as well. So if you guys need stuff done, mention No Moss Nomads when you do call them for a GVM check or an ATM upgrade, and they'll look after you. We'll leave their details in the description below. So that wraps up another episode from us. Hopefully you guys took something away from this episode, learned a thing or two. If you have any questions, guys, just in the comments below, or just message us on Instagram, Shani or me. We'll get back to you and let you know. But yeah, guys, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Started recording a bit earlier there, babe. The help.